Hello. How are y'all doing today? How are y'all doing today? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, what's up, Lil? Is it your mom? What's up? I came to check in with y'all to see what's up with y'all. Y'all already know every time I come on here, I gotta play some tunes. You are glowing as always. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, tell me y'all know about these cookies. Tell me y'all know about these cookies. Alright, so y'all, so let me tell y'all what we finna talk about today. Let me see if I can get my other phone. Hold on. Okay, that's about to die. Addicting, right? Listen, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get my other phone. Okay. So listen, let me tell y'all what we're finna talk about. I'm finna go on Instagram too. Yeah, I'm finna go live on Instagram too. All right. So, I want to talk to y'all for a second. Check me out. Check me out. I want to talk to y'all. Let me tell you what I'm going to talk to you about. So, I was reading something today, and I started to realize I stopped assuming my reality, and I started accepting what I was being given. Let me say that one more time. How many of y'all have think that, oh, I know how to manifest now. I know how to manifest now. I don't have to. No. Some of y'all get so comfortable with a couple of wins that you stop doing the work. Yeah, you manifested the first time, the second time. You have to keep doing the same thing over and over for each thing. And you may be like, Sticks, what you mean by that? Well, if you say you want to be a star, right? You got to treat yourself like a star. You got to walk like a star. You got to act like a star. But somewhere down the line, you've stopped playing your role. And when you stopped playing your role, the movie, the TV show, the film wasn't doing as well as it should have been. Because you, the main character, is not playing the role. You said you wanted to be a YouTuber. You said you wanted to be a designer. When we were kids, we used to play like we had grocery stores. We used to play. Remember? As kids, we used to act. We used to play house. Why'd you stop? That's the key. Don't stop playing house. Don't grow up in that way. When you grow up, your growing up should be your spiritual maturity. Somebody said, because life was lifing. When you was a kid, life was lifing. When you couldn't get those cookies, it was the end of the world. When you couldn't get that new game, it was the end of the world. Life was lifing then. A heartbreak as a grown up and a heartbreak as a kid is still a heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? But as a kid, the way you bounced back and forgot about what you was going through, when you was a kid, you would get over things so much more quicker. You didn't want to go to sleep. You didn't want to take naps because you were so excited about being alive. Now all you want to do is go to sleep. Think about that. Think about that. Damn, that was deep. I gotta sit on that for a little bit. I had to sit on that for a little bit. As a kid, all you wanted to do, you would stay up. You ain't want to take no naps. You wanted to stay up because you were so excited about life. You wanted to live life that much. And now you can't wait to go to sleep. Thank you, everyone. You feel me? So it's like, what you have to find a way to make this world your oyster again. You have to romanticize it again. You have to make it a big deal again. And that's, you know what? That's some good information. Let me write that down. Make life a big deal again. Make life a big deal again. But people were worrying for us now. We worry about ourselves. Hold on. Make life a big deal again. I like that. Make life a big deal again. Write that down. And the reason why you want to make it a big deal again, like for example, let me tell you what I'm about to do. Number one, if you come into Miami, make sure you get your tickets. If you haven't yet joined my Seduction of Money class, make sure you join it. If you haven't yet joined the magnetism class, make sure you join it. Anyways, is Gary going to the Miami event too? I doubt it. I never really invited him because it wasn't like that type of thing. Like, that's not what this is. You feel me? You feel me? And plus, he has like an injury right now. How often are the classes? The classes always have new videos uploaded. But the thing about it is that it's a one-time payment. So it's not live classes, like they're pre-recorded so you can watch and read whenever you want to. Does that make sense? Yeah. There's a lot of messages coming through. Hey, Alyssa, people used to worry for us when we were children. Now we have to worry in life for us. They put worry in us. Because all of the same dangers that happen now were always available when we were kids. They made us afraid. When we hit when a child hits itself and they quiet, and we be like, oh, now that child is like, oh, like crying and stuff like that, because you taught that child to, you know what I'm saying? To realize that type of pain. If you want to cancel your membership, you have to go through your PayPal. So when you go through your PayPal, or if you didn't use PayPal, then just DM me and you can send me your email and I can do that for you. Like, what I started to do was I started like sketching again. Like, we always feel like everything we do have to lead to something. We always feel like everything we do have to make us money in order for it to be valuable. And that's so wrong. That's so wrong. Me sketching, and here's the thing. A lot of times, the things that you want to make you money so bad, they actually end up bringing you abundance in ways that you didn't even think of. So by you journaling, you bringing yourself an abundance of creativity. You get what I'm saying? An abundance of creativity. You're giving yourself clarity of thought. These are the things that are going to allow you to perform well in life. You got a lot on your mind because you're not releasing it nowhere. You have a lot on your mind because you're not releasing it nowhere. Oh my God, yeah, I used to journal everyday manifestations went crazy. Thank you very much. Exactly. So today's journal entry is going to be about assumptions. And what I want you to do in your journal entry today is I want you to write as if it already happened. Like, I want you to like what I used to do was I used to be like, dear friend. I'd be like, dear friend. And then I'll be like, dear friend, and tell my friend like all the business as if it just happened. And that's how I use my diary notebook. And that's how you can manifest. They call that scripting. So, dear friend. I got that from the perks of being a wallflower, the dear friend part. I wrote every day, thank you, universe, for the unlimited abundance. Exactly. You know, I feel like if people knew how much writing actually adds on to your fire. Hey, Shaman. If people knew how much writing actually added on to your fire and to your own energy, you have to remember this is just an energy game. It's like big D. Like who got the biggest energy? You get what I'm saying? Like who got the biggest energy? You feel me? And what you do in your day-to-day life is what craft that energy. What you're eating, what you're doing, your habits. You feel me? That's what's creating that energy, that frequency, that vibration that you're emanating on. And if you're emanating on an energy that is, quite frankly, a very low frequency, you cannot be upset when your life is very low frequency. And energy is the true currency in this marketplace, because this realm that we live on is really called the marketplace. This is not our home. This is the marketplace. Trust me. Trust me. Journaling. Of course you can add to that. You about to come on? You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. We would love to hear what you have to say.
Okay, so to add to that, so we were talking about this being the marketplace, and I just love how you, I love how you frame things. It's so absolutely wonderful and delightful. Even the spirits, when I'm sitting in the room and the spirits are sitting in the room with me, they're just laughing because it's just such joy. So what we also want to understand is that the greatest commodity on our planet, which gives us the greatest power source, is our attention. Energy doesn't exist without our attention. And a lot of times the reason why people have a difficulty manifesting is because they don't understand the agreement. The original agreement is whatever you put your attention on is what you're saying yes to. So if you're focusing, right? So if you're focusing on, let's say you have $10 in your bank account and you keep focusing on that $10 in your bank account, then you're going to have $10 tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. If you dream outside of what you see, meaning that put your attention on what you want to have, not what you have right now. That's the trickery that the Matrix uses. The trickery with the Matrix is to grab your attention onto things that don't have value or resource. Energies that don't allow you to be able to see the value of intention, because attention cannot be had. Manifestation can't happen until there's an agreement. And that agreement is with you and source, right? And that happens the moment you put your attention on something. That's why I always say, whatever you think about, whatever you say, you call it to you. So what we want to do is we want to start being, realizing that attention is the highest commodity in our planet. The more attention you have, the more power and money you have in this planet, the more notoriety you have on this planet, the more everything. So utilizing your attention for the things that are operating in the highest source of love, intention, light, intention, higher consciousness, emotional intelligence, intention, which is operating on why would perfect example, like I'm giving a lecture to a bunch of people in a room and I asked them, and I love doing things like this. And I said to everyone in the room, I said, how many of you are being affected by what's happening in the world today? How many of you, and so I go around the room and I hear what everyone has to say. And some people are like, oh, the world's falling apart, the things are getting bad, it seems like things are getting worse. And then I say, now how many of you are light lovers, light workers in this room, right? And a lot of them all raise their hand and I call them all liars. And they go, how can we be lying? I said, well, you're lying because light beings only hold the attention on light. You put your attention on the destruction of our world. So you're on team destruction of our world. You are not on team, let's create a new planet in which to orchestrate and bring the darkness into the light. You're not thinking about that. You're just accepting what you see as your reality and then putting your attention on it. And therefore you're on team planet destruction. And what it does is people realize, wait a second. So you saying that if I am focusing my mind on something like the world problems, and instead of focusing
Yep.
on the greater dream outside of the world problem of the world problems, that I'm actually being a candidate for supporting the energetic frequencies collectively of the world problems. Yes.
Mm.
And so that's why I wanted to add on to it, because it was so beautifully what you said. And I wanted to add that little key point, because a lot of times people forget that, when we look at it from the spiritual interdimensional perspective, nothing exists until God's attention is upon it.
Mm.
And so when your attention is on it, then you recognize the energy. But energy cannot be recognized unless your attention is upon it. So that's all I wanted to share, my love.
Before you go, I want to, I've, when you find yourself in a specific part of the season where there's specific messages that keep hitting you, that keep coming, you're like, okay, is this the collective? Is this, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to bring a certain subject up that I've been talking to everybody about for the past couple of days that have come up for me. And I want to see what your perspective may be on it. Okay.
Okay.
So there's been a lot of people now. I remember you gave me your birthday. You have 8 energy. So you already know, or maybe you don't, 8 is the number of power, right? That's why 50 Cent has this big show called Power. He's an 8 life path. He knows about this stuff, right? So you understand physical power, you understand material power, you understand being empowered, and you understand the type of power that is when you're able to empower others. Now, a part of obtaining that power sometimes and is knowing how to play the game, right? And that can be, some people may say that's a negative thing, some people may say that's a positive thing. Sometimes that's just not saying too much in certain rooms sometimes. Maybe that's just not touching certain people sometimes. Maybe that's just being more aware of the program that's happening around us that's trying to program us. Now, my question to you is, I've noticed that me and there are other people that have been afraid to even entertain the game because of how much of a slippery slope it can get. I'm not sure if you ever watch Game of Thrones or any of those type of shows like that, where somebody can come in with an intention to be good and their actions can spiral them to the whole other side of that realm.
Yes,
Right?
I
So
live in that
for a
world.
person like me, who everybody it's an angel having to play in the devil's den when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to a lot of what social media has going on. And that's what it's like to be the light in the midst of the dark. You an angel playing in the devil's den. So the thing is that we get tired and we get scared of ourselves, I guess. And that's what most people have told me. They said, that sounds like you're afraid of yourself. My question to you is, how would you say someone can learn to trust themselves when it comes to something like that in a world like this, to not be influenced, to not follow the world, but to even set their own path?
Right. So, well, okay. So so we have two different views on darkness versus light. So let me just first kind of share you my view from a shamanic perspective. Because in shamanism, we don't believe in devils. We don't believe in demons. We believe that spirits once had a body, and when they die, they get shown everything that they did and had their impact affected every single thing throughout the universe. And then they decide if they are ready to let it go, accept it, and be okay with it, and go into the light. And if they can't, they go into the underworld and they look for a host. And a host is a human being who has similar energies that they have, and they go to that host to serve them, because you're the child of God. So as a child of God, if you choose something that is not of the highest love intention, there has to be a spirit based on your free will that is there for service. If you want to be held back, then a spirit will come and hold you back that's there to service holding you back. So what we look at in shamanism is, we don't say that we came to earth to have an earthly experience. We came to earth to remember, but the reason why we erased our memory was because we knew that if we came with our full intellect of where we come from, that we would never dive down into the darker realms and visit our brothers and sisters who are trapped there. So what we
Oh, wow.
decided to do is erase our memories and make sure that we choose parents, geographical locations of entry, male or female intentions of how we chose to be formed, to be able to confront these levels of experiences. And that's why we ask Source and God, however people want to interpret it, not to interfere when we were children, because that was the part where we were taking in our first imprint that we needed to travel to these different dimensions. Now, what the system has done is the system has created, utilizing old Egyptian knowledge, this idea of duality and light versus dark, and there's a devil and we're playing in the devil's den and all this kind of stuff, because they want us to believe that God's intention would to create with all of its omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient power, to create something that opposes it, and then they can actually operate in that same playing field. So, I give you an example. If they create a God that says that God will punish you and send you to hell, then they feel they have the right to punish you and send you to hell because God was made in their image. But that's not the real God. The real God is pure love, right? So every time we take on, anytime we have a thought in our mind or an emotion that's outside of love, that's because that's an underworld spirit, we shamans say, that is communicating to you in your own voice, giving you their story and holding you back because you've asked them to hold you back. That's like the first question I always ask people is why do you hate yourself so much? And once you can actually answer those really deep questions, you realize that anything you have fear of is because there's a spirit there supporting you from the underworld. The angels won't do that. Higher intellectual beings of dimensional resource won't do that, meaning like beings who live in other galaxies that operate in higher intention. They won't do that because their purpose, they don't know anything other than love. So the beings who do that are the ones who want to come home. And so as you lift yourself out of those perils of darkness, you actually lift them too. And so the ascension process is not just us beings. A lot of people have this conscious idea that us beings are the ones that are going to ascend. It's us ascending our brothers and sisters out of the darkness
I've heard that before.
and to bring them home. We came here for Operation Planet Lift. We didn't come here we don't have to be on this planet. Where we come from, we have our own heaven, our own galaxy, our own universe, each of us. So we come here as a collective and in our individual sovereignty and as a collective to help our brothers and sisters find their way home because they weren't coming home, you see. So they're trapped in this dimension. So the thing that darkness likes to do is it wants to make you afraid. So it takes on your projections of what you think is scary and so forth. So you'll leave them alone because they don't feel worthy of your love. And so because they don't feel worthy of your love, that then makes us as human beings take a righteous indignation to continue to look at darkness in this way, and therefore the duality stays and maintains, and the matrix continues to gain power. So the matrix knows all this, and so the matrix's job is to continue to keep you in a nightmare, and it uses media, it uses sensationalism, it uses every form that it can to keep you dreaming a nightmare, because it knows the greatest power in the universe is the one who can dream outside of what they see. And that is the, you know how Dr. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. It is the ability to dream beyond what you see, because we're in a quantum dimension. So in a quantum field, whatever you see in front of you it's already passing. But because you keep putting your attention on it, it's still present. So that's why people read my book. I always say like the power of now is bullshit to me, because you can make up the now, yes, but energy is constantly moving faster than the speed of light. So every time you put your attention on it, you're actually sustaining it in what we call a sustained field of awareness. And that's why people go in circles. They go around in circles and around in circles because they keep sustaining the energy with their power to stop time. And that is your attention, right? So the way we operate as shamans is our job is to give people back their power, show them how to access energy. So like, for instance, can I show you something really quick with you?
Of course.
Okay. So what I want you to do is say emotions generate happiness and elation.
Generate happiness and elation. Feel like some computer program. That's crazy.
Yes, because you are in a biological spacesuit that have what are called conscious gates. Conscious gates are your spirit is a conscious gate, your mind is a conscious gate, your emotions, your body, and your inner child is a conscious gate. Then you have what are called gates that support your conscious gates, which is your ancestors, your spirit guides, spirit helpers, and then, of course, it's the you that is sitting silently, loving you unconditionally every single day, which is the creator itself, right? And so you can say, mind, go ahead and say, mind,
Mind.
show me an image of myself in my power and run that energy through my body.
It happened. I didn't even have to say it. I started to see the image while you said it.
Exactly. Because you're not now you're not because what the matrix doesn't want you to know is that you have what is called a direct interface and and a
Like the
direct
command on the computer.
that's right. Yes, that's right.
And
And so you know
when I said that first one, maybe about 2 minutes later, it could almost feel like a blissful hot air balloon feeling,
that's right.
like a rise.
That's right. That's right. And so the matrix doesn't want you to know that you have direct interface. It wants you to believe that you have to go through something in order to get there. And that in
Wow.
itself creates a form of limitation because it limits you from being able to access the dynamic channels within your own being. So if you were to say, like right now, right, if you were to say, force fields up,
Force fills up.
force field, don't let any negativity or any negative energy come in.
Force field, don't let any negativity come in.
Force field, generate electricity from the higher dimensional realms and shock it into my body.
Say that one more time.
Force field,
Force field,
generate high levels of electricity
generate high levels of electricity
from the spirit realm
from the spirit realm
and shock it into my body.
and shock it into my body. I'm already on a high right now, so I have one question too,
Oh,
based
yeah. So
off
let
of
me
what we
finish
talked
answering
about.
your original question. Okay. So your original question is this the game. Okay. So you can play the game if you choose. You can. You can participate in the game if you choose. Or you could participate as a different type of player in the game. You could be the person who is sitting back and utilizing your powers to orchestrate the game. So
Mm.
instead of having to constantly have to deal with this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, you can simply just sit back and play the game by directing your awareness of your cosmic yes to that which you choose to be influenced by energy. So, like if I say to you right now, say yes to everything I'm about to say to you. Will you want to do a little exercise?
Yes, come
Okay.
on.
All right, here we go. So you are a powerful being that comes from an ancient time in this body.
Yes,
And you came into this awakening because of the situations around your mother.
yes,
And this has opened you up to be able to question the realities that you saw around you.
yes,
So much so that you actually tapped into another being on another planet that has been guiding you.
yes.
And this being that has been guiding you is literally a relative of yours from another time on that planet.
Yes,
Your power is so strong right now that you can feel the vibrations actually moving in your body.
yes, I can.
And
Specifically around
those
my head.
vibrations are getting so strong that your consciousness is expanding even greater than what you've experienced.
Yes,
You are opening yourself up to a limitless flow of prosperity right now.
yes,
And it feels good to have the money spirit stand by your side.
yes. That's money. Hey, Mike. Wait, Shaman. I got a cat yesterday, and she came on the 28th. She started to meow while you're talking. Her name is Money.
Beautiful. And the money spirit, it loves to have joyful times with you, creating and sharing with people.
Yes,
And this energy is getting so strong that you can feel the vibration of the masters and angels moving your body.
Yes.
Now, what I'm doing right now is a very simple test shamanically. What I'm doing is I'm showing you that every time you say yes to that which is in the highest good, then you align to it instantly. When
Mm.
you are putting your attention on anything, you're saying yes to it. So let's say, for instance, I walk into a crowded room and I get bothered by someone. That means I'm saying yes to getting bothered by them. And let's say, for instance, I tell that person, you know what? I don't like the way you make me feel. That means that I'm lacking in emotional intelligence because they didn't make me feel anything. They're just being them. All I am doing is basically letting their energy affect me by saying yes to it.
Wow.
So, what we actually draw our attention to is what we draw our intention to, which is then what we manifest. So, as we operate on what we call a higher dynamic understanding of consciousness, we then begin to open ourselves up to a level that goes beyond duality. It goes beyond separation. It goes beyond fear. It goes beyond lack, limitation, scarcity, and all of these other things. And it steps into a oneness. So that oneness is held with every human being who is operating in the same intention at the same time and accumulating the collective resource for each of them. So let's say, for instance, you're arguing with someone, okay? Most
Okay.
human beings don't realize that a simple argument actually has an emotional impact and cosmic impact.
It
That
does.
energy then connects with every other person on the planet who's arguing. And then comes the new hurricanes and the new people starving in other countries and the new wars and the new this and the new that, because that energy creates something. So the more we stay in a love ambassadorship, and we realize that if something is making us angry, it's because we're choosing to suffer for someone else's choices.
And therefore making it our choice.
Correct. And saying yes to it. And in that moment, you are actually deciding if you are going up or if you are going down. So now,
Mm.
if I go like this, pull up something that you may have a fear of. And the way you find out is you say, do I have a fear of ridicule? Let's just start with that one.
No.
Okay. Just ask the question. You have to ask out loud. If you ask out
Okay.
loud, you're able to hear better. Say,
Do I
do
have
I
a
have a
fear of
fear of people ridiculing me?
do I have a fear of people ridiculing me? My gut says no.
Okay. Do I have a fear of being a multimillionaire?
Yes.
Okay. Say, I'm sending you to the light.
I'm sending you to the light.
And now that you're in the light,
And now that you're in the light,
I want you to look at my highest truth as according to love.
look at my highest truth according to love.
Do you see that spirit? Ask it. Say, do you see that spirit?
Do you see that spirit? No.
What did it say to you?
No.
Okay, so the reason why it's saying no, because you're not coming with your power. So I need you to say it again. Say, look at my higher truth as according to love now that I sent you to the light.
Look at my higher truth according to the love now that I have sent you to the higher light.
And spirit, what do you see when you look at my higher truth as according to love?
In spirit, what do you see? Say that last part again. In spirit, what do you see?
When you're looking at my higher truth as according to love.
In spirit, what do you see when you look at my highest truth according to love? Compassion.
Good. Now say, what were you doing to me when you were serving the darkness?
What were you doing to me when you were serving the darkness? People pleasing.
Okay. Now say, now that I brought you into the light,
Now that I've brought you into the light,
what do you have to say about that?
what do you have to say about that? I hear it is done and me first.
Uh huh. Now say, are you happy that I brought you out of the darkness from the underworld?
Are you happy that I brought you out of the darkness from the underworld? About time. About time.
Uh huh. Now say, I need you to align to my highest truth. Can you do that?
I need you to align with my highest truth. Can you do that? Yes.
Say, great, you can go home now.
Great. You can go home now. That created like a real felt like I was talking to a childlike version of myself.
Well, you were actually talking to a spirit that was trapped in the underworld that was holding, suppressing you in that area. And by you aligning them, when you say, I bring you to the light, they're immediately in the light. But if you say, can you go to the light? The spirit will go, no way, I don't want to go to the light. Are you kidding me? Why would I want to go to the light? Because they think they're going to be destroyed. So they don't understand that. And watch, say, spirit that I just brought to the light.
Spirit that I just brought to the light.
How many of our brothers and sisters are trapped in the underworld?
How many of our sisters and brothers are trapped into the underworld? Plenty. Lots.
Yeah. And say, are they scared of us more than we should be scared of them?
Are they scared of us more than we should be scared of them? It really sounded like it was scared of themselves.
Exactly. And say, and now that I brought you home,
Now that I've brought you home,
are you happy to be home in heaven?
are you happy to be home in heaven? Look at that reaction when you said that. When I said that. Just an immediate gut laughing smile.
Yeah. That's ascension. As we lift our brothers and sisters, shall we lift the planet into the fifth dimension? Therefore, we open up a stargate that regionalizes all 7 planets and opens up the main gate where it becomes heaven on earth. This becomes a star kingdom, and other beings in other galaxies will travel here to commune with us, share ideas with us, and go to other planets that are held in density. We are known as what is known as the first implants. So the first implants are beings that have had lifetimes in ancient Egypt, Atlantis, Mesopotamia, all of the Lemuria, all of the old world structures. We have come back because a lot of us were murdered in other lifetimes for our gifts and our abilities by people who were afraid of moving it forward, pushing the needle forward, and we've come back to lift the planet. So we're not doing it. That's why I tell people we don't want to be individual gurus. That's why people always say, oh, Shaman Durek, are you a guru? I'm like, no, I'm just a normal person who loves you. I happen to be a shaman. You're a shaman too. There's no hierarchy here. I'm not here to teach you. I'm only here to help you remember. I'm laying a buffet out for everyone to eat from. I'm not here to do anything else. Can I change the world? I'm not here to change the world. I'm here to lay a buffet out. And if the world changes from the things I share, great. And if it doesn't, then I'll go home and so forth. But the point I'm making is the moment we get out of this need to be stuck in the game of duality, and this goes back to your original question, is the moment when we realize that the game that we are playing isn't really a game, as it's more about teaching us that we're only playing against ourselves.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yep.
So you see, and that then brings us to a higher dimensional field of consciousness, where we stop looking at darkness as this scary thing that we keep projecting, because every time we do that, we're just bringing a costume shop to the lower dimensional realms, and we're like, okay, so here's the new costumes. All right, so this costume goes to this movie that they've been watching. This one you can put on the Freddy Krueger costume. You can put on this costume for Jason. Like the spirits are like, anything we can do to scare them, to keep them away from our dimension, let's do it.
Yep.
And that's it. When I was a kid, there was a monster in my closet, and I got out of my bed and walked over to the closet and asked it what it was there for. And it said, I'm here to scare you. And I said, why? It said, so you'll never enter our realm and bring your light there.
That's crazy. Wow.
And that's when it all hit me, that we are being played to play duality by the system. The Matrix wants us to be in odds with each other, in odds with God, in odds with it wants you to believe that God would have an opponent like Lucifer down with a pitchfork running things and stuff. This is the silliness of humanity's inability to recognize that, one, God doesn't know anything but love. So how could God ever perceive anything outside of love? Micro and micro cannot exist in the same field, and that's just basic quantum physics. Two, that God presence in itself in itself, Lucifer was an angel, which means the bringer of light, the giver of light. Lucifer only came to earth as an angel to reflect to us the places where we are letting our temptations take us away from our true light. So Lucifer is like a mirror. Lucifer comes and goes, okay, so this is what you've been putting your life energy towards, and here's where you could put it, but this is what you really want. So which one do you want? So of course, like people, one woman said to me, she said, Shaman Durek, I'm so scared. I think the devil was in my room last night. I said, baby boo, if the devil was in your room last night, you should have got your planner out and said, I want to make a lunch appointment because I got some questions. You don't go, you don't go into fear. You don't go into, oh my God, the devil was in my room. I mean, like, bring the devil in my room. I got questions. We got to talk.
Let's
We got to
talk,
get, you
right?
know what I'm saying? Let's break some bread. We got things to do, When you're a person who's here to hold the light, you interface with darkness. You're not running from darkness. You're not sitting there trying to dodge it and run for cover and everything. You stand in there and you are like, okay, so yeah, what's your deal? What are you doing? What are you up to? And the darkness, the thing that people don't understand about the darkness is the darkness has no problem telling you what it's doing.
Yup.
It's not going to lie to you. It lies to people who lie to themselves.
Ooh.
Watch, go like this. Say, God, do you love me?
God, do you love me? Of course.
Yeah. Say, God, have you ever judged me?
God, have you ever judged me? No.
No. Exactly. So what are people talking about? Why do they keep buying into the Matrix's idea of God that was created to subjugate them versus the God that's inside of them that's telling them every single day, I love you, 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 I love you. Like, hello, what is going on? Why can't you get this? Hear me.
That's true.
And you know why? Because their attention is not on it.
Where your awareness is going too.
Your awareness can only go where your attention goes.
Exactly. It's all connected.
It's all connected, my love. And you know what's so what I love when I come to you, listen to you speak. Oh, it's just so delightful. It's just how you formulate your words and your enthusiasm and the clarity of information that comes through. It's so beautiful. Sometimes I just sit here and I sit with my fiance and we just listen to you, and it's quite nice. And and I came on. I said, I'm just relaxing. I have a little bit of jet lag. I just got back in town, in LA. I was in Norway with my fiance planning this wedding. And I've just been focused on, just wanting to just settle myself in. And I said, let me just go see, what you're up to. And I came on and I heard what you were talking about. And Spirit goes, ask him if you can add something.
Yep.
And
Thank you.
I just want you to know that I love you so much. I'm so honored that you're on this planet. I know you from heaven. I remember you. And I know what you're capable of. And I know that today is going to be an amazing day because today is the day where you are getting a different view in the window
Yes.
of duality. And there's
Yes.
wheels are spinning right now, and I can see them spinning so
You can
clearly.
see it.
Yes, it's spinning and it's beautiful, and I see all of the mechanisms happening up there. And what it's doing now, it's opening up a new level of spiritual consciousness to you because now you're going into a different level of understanding the game and understanding why the Matrix wants you to play the game. And what they're really afraid for you to become is the Neo of the game, right? It
Yeah.
wants you, it's afraid that you're going to read the code, the real code, and stop playing the game and realize that the game doesn't exist unless you want it to. And I'll give you that little tiny bit to play with as I continue to return you back to what you're doing, so I don't take up all this time for the beautiful people who are here listening. And I'm very humbled and grateful on every level to have had the time to speak and share these informations with you from my buffet table.
Thank you so much. We all needed that. That was great. You have a good one, okay?
Thank you, darling. Now, how do you pull yourself out of this thing?
I got you. I got you. I already knew because that thing is kind of funny. I already knew he was gonna be like, "How I do this?" Man, that was deep. That was deep. That was deep. That was deep because it's like I think that was the illusion in the Matrix that he thought that it was a video game when in reality, when he came back into reality, nothing was changed. That's the crazy thing about it. But when I said all of that, I could really feel the shifts within my brain, within my head. Like it felt like you know that feeling when you wake up and you just wake up and it's a good day. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like when he came on and he told me that. I felt like I woke up and I was like, oh, today's a great day. Like that type of energy, like a type of bliss. You know what I'm saying? Whole quantum healing session done. Wow, literally, right, man? And you know what? I was like, I need to get on TikTok. I just need to just go talk to them. Like I haven't seen them. And then when he starts talking about money, my cat Money starts to meow, meow. Right when he starts like, you can't make this up, man. Can't make this up. Can't make this up. Can't make this up. Listen, y'all, make sure y'all get y'all tickets to go to the spring solstice. If you haven't yet, it's an event that I'm hosting in Miami. There will be a cacao ceremony. There will be a chef, celebrity chef, be ability to network, hear some monologues, some, learn from us. Me and Von Two Cuts. So make sure you guys go ahead and get your tickets. And if you haven't yet, make sure you sign up for the magnetism class and my seduction of money class. Yeah, man, listen. What's the dates? February 23rd. February 23rd. Yeah, that was beautiful. I felt like that was very aligned with what's going on because you see, a lot of us are not really understanding that it could all be so simple. Like I had to pull out, where do you get the tickets? The link is in my bio, click Crystal Shop. Like it could all be so simple. Lauryn Hill wasn't lying when she said that. It could all be so simple. You feel me? And the reason why I say this is because this game, quote unquote, this realm, all they're focused on is attacking the mind. All they're doing is focused on attacking the mind. They attack how you view yourself. The moment that you start to have a new self-image about yourself, the moment you start to say, hey, this is who I am now. I am light. I am love. You have to understand that that new identity that you're giving yourself is going to be challenged by the outside world to ask you, how much do you really believe this new reality that you're saying that you are? How much do you really believe that you're this person that you say you are now? If you say you're a multimillionaire now, right? How much do you really believe that? Because there are going to be people outside your reality that are literally going to be like, you're broke, you're this, you're that, you're this, just to try to trigger how you feel about yourself in hopes that that new reality that you're trying to say that you're living, you don't believe it anymore. And that goes back to what Shaman said. He said, if you say yes, you know what I'm saying? Sonia, go ahead and DM me. Go ahead and DM me. It's like the universe, it's insecurities. Exactly. But really, you got to look at the universe. Look at the word universe. What's the first letter? U. You say universe, but what's the first letter in universe? U. Once you give it energy, you're saying yes. Yup. That's very true. So listen, man, I enjoyed that. That was really good. I'm going to put this live on my YouTube, okay? So all I can say is that make sure y'all go ahead and sign up for my magnetism class. If you haven't signed up for the magnetism class yet, go ahead and DM me. If you haven't signed up for the seduction of money, a lot of y'all may be like, what the heck is seduction of money? What the heck is magnetism? Let me tell you something. You heard how Shaman said the way that you express yourself is very articulate, is very clear. Let me tell you something. That's not something that just came to me. I've been teaching myself how to speak for years. There's videos of me on YouTube speaking. I've learned how to give public speeches. I had Les Brown as a mentor at one point. So I'm telling you, if you know that you want to give out a message, you want to have an audience, you want to be a music artist, a YouTuber, you want to be on TikTok, you want people to listen to what you have to say, you have a message and you want to get it out. You have to learn how to be magnetic. You have to learn how to speak. You have to learn how to speak. If you want people to listen to you, for some reason, when you talk, you feel like people don't listen to you. How are you getting out your message? Are you talking monotone like this? Are you talking like this? No. If you want people to listen to you, you have to give energy. It has to be magnetic. You know, let me tell you something. Every time I get on this live, a lot of people come on here and are like, Sticks, your skin, you're glowing, you're this, you're that, your hair looks nice, you look great, you look this, you look that, you look this. Taking care of myself is also a part of that magnetism. Because I understand that if I'm speaking, right, people will be more open to hearing what I'm saying when the presentation looks nice. I'm more likely to eat the food if it look good. You got to please all the senses. When I speak and I talk about food, I want to talk about it in such a articulate way that you start to taste it. For example, I want everybody to think about what a lemon tastes like. I want you to imagine that you are eating a lemon and you've put it on your tongue and you can feel your mouth salivating. Did my words, yes or no, create more saliva within your mouth? Did my words, yes or no, create more saliva within you? That is called magnetism. That is power. That means that I have the ability to influence you. And the ability to, you heard what he said? He said attention. Remember what he said? He said attention is the hottest commodity right now. You know what's the number for attention? 5 is the number of attention. I'm born on the 23rd. So trust me, I'm telling you what I know. You know, look at the word magnetism. M is the 13th letter in the alphabet. So 1 plus 3 is 4. And then A is the first letter in the alphabet. 4 plus 1 is 5. So magnetism, matrix, manifest, material, all starts with MA, 5. 5. Let me tell you something. If you plan on being a queen, I've been watching Game of Thrones. If you plan on being a queen, like if you plan on being a leader, if you plan on being a boss, if you plan on guiding many people, trust me when I say the magnetism class is what you need to learn. I just showed it to you right then and there. My class is $99.91 one time. All this game I give you for free, you already know the paid game is immaculate. Let me tell you something. I was in high school making videos about how to get people obsessed with you, how to get people to think about you. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I was telling Shaman, I was like, you know, like I can play the game very good. That's why I don't play it. So I told my friend, I was like, I teach the game so I don't have to play it. Because I already know when it comes to magnetism, when it comes to having people hear me, people listen to me, captivating people, I know how to do that very well. So for y'all who are learning how to express yourself, how to have people captivated, how to have people in love with your energy, to give you the most magnetic energy, understand that this isn't nothing negative. This is you knocking down the walls of your insecurities for you to see the more confident version of you. You know? You ever seen a model go to a class to learn how to pose, and once they pose, it's like they're a different person? That's what happens when you finish my class. You're like, somebody told me, Sticks, I took your magnetism class. Now this guy proposing to me. I said, Lord. I remember that. I said, Lord. I said, sheesh, y'all better use that information for the right reason. They said we need more music. I got you. You feel me? So magnetism, okay? So if you want to join my class, just DM me. Hey, Sticks, I want to join the magnetism class, and send me your birthday, all right? I love you guys so much, and I'm out later.